There are two cases right here that are just presaging the future for everybody. This first one right here, okay, Steve Bannon getting 4 months behind bars for defying a subpoena for January 6th. That might seem a little bit inconsequential to your average person, but just think about who recently just got shipped a subpoena to testify in front of the January 6th committee. Somebody who they're a little bit excited to talk to, and just saying, and that he's indicated a couple of different times that might just let that one go to the side. All this does is set the precedent. Now, ultimately, will this get overturned? Will it get appealed? Probably won't end up hitting the appeals desk until the 4 months are over, so who really ends up knowing what's going to happen to Steve Bannon? It's absolute dog shit what's going on here. It's not unexpected at all, and it also just goes to show, on top of everything else, that anybody with the politics that are slightly right of fucking Mao cannot get a fair trial in Washington, D.C. at the federal level or at the state level. Let's take a look. Longtime Trump ally, Steve Bannon. Yes, he was in the White House for oh so long, a couple of months, and then he got kicked out. But yes, he was instrumental in running the Trump election campaign in 2016. Some would argue he needed that same energy in 2020. Maybe we'll see it in 2024 with the whole punished squad getting back together, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So, Steve Bannon, longtime ally, former Trump, was sentenced Friday to serve 4 months behind bars after defying a subpoena to the House committee investigating a January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Yeah, that shit is still going on. I don't know why, don't know how. Half of the people that are on that committee are going to end up getting fucking yeeted off of it, okay, because they're not seeking, or they have previously lost the primary, ergo, they will not be reelected, so I don't know what the fuck is going to be up there. It's just going to be even more of a laughingstock than it already is. U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols allowed Bannon to stay free pending an appeal, and also imposed a $6,500 fine as part of the sentence. Wow, cool, $6,500 to Steve Bannon. That'll really hit him in the pocketbook. This is just punitive fucking nonsense, okay? This is just, we need to punish you because you wouldn't go along with our fictitious interpretation of reality. January 6th was an insurrection. This is a copy-paste, apparently, by the Associated Press, so they're the only people still continuing to abide by the confinements that they placed on this, that this was somehow an insurrection. Cool. They got into, what, the House or the Senate? I can't quite remember. And did the guy with the buffalo ears, or the buffalo antlers, did he write up any legislation that got passed through both chambers? No? Oh, okay, cool. It was just a drunken MAGA tea party. Great, wonderful, fantastic. They even cleaned up afterwards. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this anymore. It's so fucking nonsensical. Nichols handed down the sentence after saying the law was clear and the contempt of Congress is subject to a mandatory minimum sentence of at least 1 month behind bars. Okay, mandatory minimum, 1 month behind bars. Time already served, could have been a couple of months if this was, I think it might even be his first, criminal offense. So he should have got off, lightly. He should have been able to serve weekends or something like that, some dumb shit like that. Bannon's lawyers had argued the judge could have sentenced him to probation instead. Prosecutors asked for Bannon to be sentenced to 6 months in jail. Okay, mandatory minimum, 1 month. Bannon's side, probation. Okay, and then the prosecutor's side, 4 months. 6 months. Where did they ultimate end up going? Well, 4 months. So on what side of that sliding scale was fair and honest and upright? Yeah, no, you knew that there was nothing fair, honest, or abiding from this trial because, again, what was his big crime? Oh, he didn't want to go talk at the appropriate time frame because there were also communications behind the scenes, which was also outed during the trial itself, that he was going to go testify. They were just trying to figure out what the fuck they were going to be talking about. If he was going to be going voluntarily, okay, what were the things that we're going to be talking about so he would have the appropriate time to prep for the questions that were up there. But then the committee was just like, no, fuck it. You're going to get subpoenaed. You need to show up at an appropriate time. And he's like, deuces, fuck off. We'll see you in court. And here's where it ultimately ends up going. By the letter of the law, if everything is in a vacuum, does he deserve jail time? Oh, well, he fucking jumped the subpoena. The 1 month, or if it's first conviction, okay, probation, some form or fashion. Okay, there's a mandatory minimum, but at the end of the day, you're the fucking sentencing judge. It's absolutely ridiculous, long and short of it. In my view, Mr. Bannon has not taken responsibility for his actions, Nichols said before he imposed the sentence. Are you fucking serious? Others must be deterred from committing similar crimes. There it is right there. You need to adhere to our fucking clown show. Otherwise, we're going to throw you away. Otherwise, we're going to take your freedom right from you and put you in with some avarice fellows at Club Fed. Who's going to get worse conditions to go to, okay, for their time in jail, okay? Ghislaine, minimum security, yoga studio, streaming television, Maxwell, or Steve, he's literally Hitler's, okay, right-hand man guys, Bannon. Who's gonna get worse confinements? I'm just wondering, okay? Prosecutors argued that Bannon, yeah, a 68-year-old man, okay, he didn't show up for the kangaroo court, so you're gonna throw a 68-year-old man in jail. All right, bet. Deserved the longer sentence. Because he had pursued a bad faith strategy. Says the people going to jail for something, or going to court, sorry, for something that hasn't been prosecuted in just about 100 fucking years. Okay, cool. He's the one who's acting in bad faith. Gotcha. And his public statements disparaging the committee itself. It's a fucking joke committee. Everybody who's looking at it with an honest interpretation of the facts knows it's a fucking joke. But he doesn't want to take it seriously. He doesn't want to say that January 6th is basically 9/11 part 2. Oh, fuck off. Made it clear that he wanted to undermine their effort to get to the bottom of the violent attack and keep anything like that from happening again. I am sure it's not going to happen again. Depends on how many more fucking glowies you want to send in whenever it's advantageous for you. This is fucking nonsense. He chose to hide behind fabricated claims. That's fucking rich. Of executive privilege and advice of counsel to thumb his nose at Congress, said prosecutor J.P. Cooney. Yeah, I won't even make that joke. Your Honor, the defendant is not above the law, and that is exactly what makes this case important. It must be made clear to the public, to the citizens, that no one is above the law. See, they're just trying to flex on everybody. So, hey, Trump, if you don't go in front of that committee, we'll just do the exact same thing to you, and we'll try to take that 2024 bid off the fucking table for you. But that's one case. Okay, I said, and I promised two, so here we go. We got this Alex Jones thing, which is still fucking ridiculous. And no, there aren't any typos that are in this fucking headline, okay? This is absurd, and the people who don't quite understand what the fuck is going on. The people who basically think that Alex Jones was the one who pulled the fucking trigger in Sandy Hook all of those years ago. That's what he's... for this amount of money, he should have been able to do something to the fucking corpses, okay? Let's keep it a buck, okay? Alex Jones seeks new trial as Sandy Hook families seek up to $2.75 trillion in punitive damages. Okay, what is the United States debt? Okay, I think it's something like $44 trillion. He is being asked to put up, okay, for some people, yeah, you lost your kids, and that's fucking tragic, okay? What did Alex Jones have to do with this stuff? Did he direct anybody to go to any places? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But you've already rendered your default judgment. He's already as bad, if not worse, than the mouth of Sauron for spewing his hatred on the radio waves. So he needs to be punished for the things that he says. Steve Bannon's punished because he exercises freedom to assemble. Alex Jones is being punished because of his exercise of freedom of speech. The First Amendment is being destroyed before your very eyes. Just where do you come up with 2.7? You have to understand, if you're living out the meme of Dr. fucking Evil by calling on that much money, like he was only asking for $100 billion, you're asking for 2.75 trillion dollars. Like, I don't fucking get this. Alex Jones has asked a Connecticut judge to throw out the nearly $1 billion verdict, which is if you thought that was fucking stupid, which I did a video on it because, again, it's like he's a fucking entertainer, okay? He's a hyperbolic character actor who likes to interweave some news every once in a while. If you take most of the shit that he says fucking seriously, you'd be shopping for sturdy rope in a place with exposed rafters for the rest of your days. Like, it's entertaining stuff that InfoWars, Band.tv, all of his different platforms that he has out there. After he's been kicked off all the social media and everybody was behind that one because, oh yes, we need to get rid of the humble water filter merchant because he said bad things. And now you just need to financially destroy his great-great-great-grandchildren with this type of a fucking verdict? Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, throw out the $1 billion verdict, order a new trial in a lawsuit by Sandy Hook victims' relatives over Oh yes, public claims he made about the mass shooting. Well, the families have asked the judge to impose the harshest possible punitive damages against the InfoWars host. Jones filed a request on October 21st, arguing that Judge Barbara Bellis' pretrial rulings resulted in an unfair trial. Well, it did, and it's really difficult to not realize that, but okay. Jurors in his trial ordered Jones to pay nearly $1 billion to two families, the Sandy Hook school massacre for defamation, slander, and emotional damage. Jones for years. Did he though? Did he? Or was that what was decided by Judge Bellis and then that creepy looking broad in Texas as well? Both. They just decided, okay? This was before. These were the pretrial rulings. You said bad things, therefore we're just going to decide damages with this trial, okay? Because that's what they're claiming here again. Jones for years claimed that family members of the Sandy Hook victims were actors who faked the tragedy and described the shooting as a staged hoax as part of a government plot to take away Americans' guns. He said that for years, huh? Can you point out any of those statements? No, you already said them. We're just going to trial. Oh, okay, cool. Nobody wants to point out any part of that fucked up shit. No. Alex Jones, he's just verboten. Don't be talking about him. He's just a word. He's scum of the earth, okay? He's bottom of the barrel. Hell, he's the under part of the barrel at this point. He's the worst of the worst that's out there. Fuck off. Calling the October 12th ruling against Jones a substantial miscarriage of justice. Yeah, it's $1 billion for words, okay? And now they're seeking $2.75 trillion. Fuck off. Jones's legal team wrote in Friday's motion that the amount of the compensatory damages awards exceeds any rational relation to the evidence. Yeah, exactly. The evidence that he also wasn't allowed to present before the court. So there's a whole bunch of different things that are goofy about this situation, okay? Smarter minds than I have dissected this case more thoroughly and have also come to those conclusions. So I'm just parroting some of those talking points, but with a few more expletives than what they're comfortable with. Christopher Mattei, a lawyer for the 15 plaintiffs in the lawsuits against Jones, declined to comment on the filing Saturday when asked by the Associated Press. Oh, that's who's rerunning this shit. That's where, okay. Listen, yeah, we got Breitbart and we got the Epoch Times, but yet they're just reprinting the Associated Press shit. Yeah, no. It shows. Mattei did say, however, that he and the other attorneys in the Sandy Hook families plan to file a brief opposing Jones's request for a new trial. Well, of course, they won, okay? And they're entitled to a whole hell of a lot of money. So why would you want to go through this rigmarole, okay? The 21st grade school children and 6 educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School died at the hands of Adam Lanza, who's fucking dead. Authorities said the gunman, Adam Lanza, first shot his mother at their home and before going to the school, where they opened fire and later turned the gun again on himself. A round of applause for that action, but outside of that, how does Alex Jones come into this, and how does he end up having to bear the brunt of this stuff? Oh, because once again, Alex Jones is the canary in the fucking coal mine, just like Steve Bannon is in front of the fucking kangaroo courts that are out there. When they have the precedent, they will be able to use it against fucking everybody. We've seen this shit played out multiple different times before. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Nobody wants to stand up for it. Now you see the walls closing in on every other platform for anybody who just might have an errant thought put out there, and then it gets swatted down like a disgusting blight on our upcoming utopia. Some people might want to just sit in their nice, comfy, ideological positions. Nobody wants to stray out from just the narrow path that they put themselves on, but I, for one, am going to be speaking up for the people that I think have been done dirty. Bannon and Jones, I don't care about their baggage, man. They're getting fucked over by these courts right here, and if somebody isn't going to speak up for them now, when the wolf eventually comes to your door, nobody's going to be there if you take that same position that it's not happening to me, therefore it's not my problem. I've been around long enough and I've seen too many things to know that this is the start of that slippery slope. I don't even know what fucking part we're on when it comes to that stuff. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.